And we are live on YouTube. I'm thankful and grateful for each and every one of y'all that is here today. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, I'm all right, all right, all right. Been having some internets issues, Wi-Fi issues, mesh issues, yeah. On top of the other issues, I'm having to talk a few of my longtime friends back away from the ledge. They really, really, really believe that because Donald Trump won, that the world is coming to an end. And I told three of them this, and they got mad at me when I told them. I said, "Well, y'all better be prayed up. God damn it." Woo! But yes, thankful and grateful to be here. This is on the sevens with Pythagoras B Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. I am Pythagoras B Metatron, your hostess with the mostest, and you guys know the drill. Today is a very good day to be me. Every day is a very good day to be me. I believe this, I live this, I bees that, and I require that. So this is what I want you guys to do wherever and however you may be listening or watching this live broadcast and or listening and watching a replay or a simulcast. I want you to stare out into nothing, clear your thoughts, clear your mind, clear your worries. We're going to take a slow 16 count breath in through the nose. We're going to hold it for a slow 7, then release. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Now, stare off into your nothingness unless you're driving. If you're driving, keep your eyes on the road. But if you are able, stare off into nothingness and repeat this after me. Today is a very good day to be me. Every day is a very good day to be me. I believe this, I live this, I bees this, and I require this. And I guarantee you this, should you make this mantra part of your daily rituals and do all of the things that it motivates and inspires you to do, your life gets better exponentially each and every day. Again, I am thankful and grateful to be here today. Some of y'all can probably tell that I'm feeling much better today than I was on Thursday, and I'll bet you I'll be feeling even better this Thursday. What I deal with on a physical health issue, I've been dealing with since uh, first time it popped up its ugly head. I think I was 12 or 13. Um, uh, uh, from age 16 forward, it has been pretty intense when it does come. It has periods where it ain't showed up in 2 or 3 years, and then there's periods where it show up 5, 6, 7 times a year. So just know that I kind of know when these things are coming. I could see them coming months in advance, and I've learned how to mitigate the damaging circumstances. I can remember there were times when it would take me 6 weeks to recover. Last couple of ones, they've been 6 days, 7 days, 10 days, and not as intense or as debilitating. So I'm on the positive side of my recovery, and I am thankful and grateful for that. I'm going to be really short this afternoon because I'm excited about part 2 of the basics of astrology, because the 2 signs that really dominate my chart are going to be discussed today. So I got my paper over here, my pen, my other pen. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to get something from me today. But before we get into that, I'm really excited about the teacher who is coming back again today and going to take us further into astrology. Much appreciation to her. However, before we jump into that, I want to talk about 11/11. Now, most everybody thought yesterday was just Veterans Day in America, and everywhere else it was just November 11th. Uh, for those of us that are spiritually inclined, and I'm talking about the serious spiritual folks, not these 2 week read 2 books and then you're a guru type of spiritual folks, because yeah, their time is coming too. They're gonna get exposed for their phony, fake, lying asses too. It's coming. So fret not, it's coming. Uh uh what I'm talking about is 11/11 is a manifestation portal. Every portal that opens up, there's some form of manifestation attached to it. Usually there is some other significance, like the 8/8 Lions Gate. The significance is meeting up with your mastered self. The equinoxes, when those portals, those are ushering in new life for the new year, or to bolster your harvest in the fall. And then there are other specific portals that open up during various planetary transits. This one here is strictly manifestation. And so, and it just didn't hit yesterday on the 11th. The 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 powerful effect and the influence, the most powerful part of it opened up on the 8th, and it will stay open until the 14th. So just because today is the 12th, and it might seem like it's the day after the portal actually opened, the portal's been open. And the manifestation portal stays open. However, our access to it is limited to certain days. So there's none of the portals in the universe are ever closed. It's just that you have to have knowledge and to get to the access, to have a key. You know, your knowledge is the key that opens the door to let you into the portal. So let's think about manifestation. The biggest misconception about manifestation is, oh yeah, think about $100 and then I find $100. No, that's no. You didn't manifest shit. You found $100. That's what happened. Somebody lost $100 and you found it. Everything that you are doing right now is a manifestation from at least 3.5 years back. Some things you may can get in 18 months. Some things you think you manifested them in a week, but you actually started manifesting them 3 years ago. It normally, anything that's worthwhile, it's going to take you some time to manifest it. There's an alignment that has to take place, not only with you internal matching up with your external, but then there's the soul and you aligning with what's up in the cosmos. And then there is a narrowing down of your focus, because when we initially start, a lot of times when we initially start manifest, we got this big ass picture, and I want this and 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 this, and I want to go like this and this and this, and I need this and this and this, and the universe is like, hold up, dog, chill out. We're going to take the essence of what all of this shit is that you're talking about right now. You're excited. I know you're excited. So we're going to take the essence of all of this and we're going to ferment it a while as you begin to do the process of narrowing down your focus. Because I am so glad that I didn't manifest the huge shit that I was thinking in the beginning, because I'm looking at myself now. I would be freaking overwhelmed if I got all of that shit that I asked for in 2017, 2018, 2019. I'd be overwhelmed. So So let's think about a passion project, one passion project, one goal, one desire, one active pursuit. I know most of us got multiple things. I got software project and all kind of shit floating around, and they're in various levels. I got book projects and I got this radio station project, and they're all in various levels of their evolution and their manifestation. So what I'm doing, I'm taking one, my software is my passion project. So I'm going to manifest, I'm going to affirm one thing for the passion project. I'm not going to affirm that I'm going to get it completed in 7 days, because that's bullshit, because I'm not doing nothing in 7 days ever again. I'm not going to put myself through that pressure. That way I won't be disappointed when day 6 come and I ain't did shit. And then I won't be, oh, I'm a failure. No. I'm going to manifest that I'm going to do one number a week. I'm on number 14. I have to get through 99, but 14 is 41. 59 is, yeah, is a 14. 95 is a 14. So I do 14. I got 14, 41, 59, 95 done. I do 15, 51, 6. Yeah. So I do 14. That's a 5. And then next week I'll do number 6. And then next week I'll do number 7, 8, and then 9. And once I get to number 9 in a month, I'll have all the numbers from 10 to 99 completed. That's one thing I'm going to do. I have a whole bunch of back office stuff that I can do on my radio station that I could start to advertise and start to link with other podcasts and other sources to get my podcast out globally. So that's what I'm going to work on that for my radio station. For my website, I got some stuff I got to move around and pretty up and upload new videos and all of that. So I'm going to do that. And health-wise, I'm going to stick to my 88% electric diet. So those are the 4 things I'm going to do. One is a passion project, one is a goal, one is a desire, one is an active pursuit. My optimal health is an active pursuit. I am actively pursuing that as long as I have breath in my body. So I've narrowed down my focus. And then by narrowing down your focus, you can get really specific. You're going to have a better success rate of manifestation if the more specific you get. When you're general, I told you guys about a general affirmation I made. I need reliable transportation to work, and I got a bus pass. It's reliable transportation to work. I wasn't specific. I wanted a car. I didn't say I wanted a car. I said I wanted reliable transportation to work. And at the time, that bus pass was much better for me because the type of money I had to get a car, I'd have had to bought a raggedy piece of shit, and I would have probably missed more work dealing with that car. So get one passion project, one goal, one desire, one active pursuit. Narrow it down. Take into consideration what you already have manifested towards all of that, and start from the last place you ended. You don't have to reinvent shit. And nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing. And I'm talking to myself. I'm a 7. So perfection will paralyze me. So I am also affirming that I allow everything to be perfectly imperfect. We have opportunity, you guys. You have an opportunity to really narrow down your focus, really get serious about a few things in your life. It's not going to take a bunch of things in your life to improve your life and lifestyle. It could be one one of those 4 of mine that hit will make a tremendous change in my life and lifestyle. And I'm quite sure that that's the same for each and every one of you. So yeah, think big. However, when you get to the part about manifesting, narrow it down, focus in on the next logical step instead of the end result. Take your hands off the end result. Because I guarantee you, everything I've manifested didn't end up the way I thought it would when I started out in the manifestation process. I'm grateful for what I do have, and I'm grateful for how it came. However, if I would not have been able to write this script myself. I had to allow it to come the way that it come. And I want everybody out here to follow that as much as you can. Yes, we have ideas about how we want shit to end up, but take your hands off of that destination. That's unnecessary worry. And then you may never even realize that you're already where you want to be. If you got some destination in your mind setting up, you could already have arrived and you won't even think you're there because you have this other destination in mind. So stay open to the journey. It's all about the journey. It's all about the path you're on. It ain't really about where you stop. It's where you are going is much greater and much better than anywhere you've ever been. And what you will do when you get there is much more significant than anything you've ever done. And if you leave it like that, and if you keep it like that in your mind's eye view and in your soul, you won't disappoint yourself. You won't look at a setback as a loss. You look at it as a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity. And you will be much happier letting go of the destination. Any comments, any questions? Anybody want to add anything about this 11-11? Ms. Lemons, I know you're probably going to touch on it a little bit too. So if you want to save that for when you open up, you can do that. But anybody else thinking, feeling, sensing that this is a critical time and this, like, there's one thing that I really want to do, and yeah, let me manifest that right now. Anybody in that situation? I know everybody on this call has felt the tremendous shifts that have happened. So I'm just here to encourage each and every one of us. Don't give up on your passion projects. Don't give up on your goals, desires, and active pursuits. Narrow down your focus, narrow down your purpose, get specific, and enjoy every day. Because every day you wake up on this side of the dirt is another new manifestation of something that you started long ago. Any comments, any questions, any concerns? Nope. All right. Well,
Mark, I'm sorry. I was looking for the hand, but I couldn't get to it fast enough.
come on through. Come on through.
Yeah, you were asking that question. All I wanted to say was I have been feeling an urgency to move forward, like warning, like can't sleep experience, like for the last 3 days, actually.
Okay.
So I just wanted to chime in, that's all, and
Yeah.
say
Well, and I thank you for that, Deirdre. Yeah, you felt it right when the thickness of the energy hit on the 8th. You know, I kind of truly believe that this shit that I went through last couple of weeks was a purge to get me to this part so that I wouldn't have that lingering horse shit inside of me. So it purged it all out right in time for me to get serious about manifesting and get back to my grind, to get back to my dime, and get back to what it is that is vital and important to me. And that is getting all of this information and knowledge that's here out there. That's before I shuffle off I got a library. I have an expansive library up in here. And as long as it's up in here, it's doing me great. But I need to get it out to there. And that's what my goal is. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited about that. You keep pushing, you keep plugging away, you keep that idea, that thing that you have forefront in your mind, focus on it 16 seconds at a time, and know that it is coming back to you. And then you start doing your part in the manifestation. Again, my software ain't gonna write itself. I could affirm all I want. Yeah, I'm gonna have me some software, but if I don't get my ass over here and start typing, yeah, ain't no software coming. It's just not gonna come. So I have to. There's a part that we each play in our manifestation. There is no big Walmart up in the cosmos where you say, "Oh yeah, I need a new bike," and then they just drop a bike on your ass. No, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't. We play a part in our manifestation. You are the creator of your
Right.
reality. I tell people this all the time. Look around wherever you are right now. Look around. Whether you like it or not, you created that shit. That's yours. You created the experience you're in, the reality you're in right now. You created that. And if it's not acceptable to you, guess what? You can create something else. It's
That's
that
beautiful.
simple. It is that simple.
You know, the first night when it happened, I didn't know what was going on. I got into bed because I've been going to bed earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and all I did was toss and turn the whole night to the point where I said, "I am wide awake. Why am I still in bed?" So I just got up and started walking around. I went outside. It was still black,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I did start doing some manifesting then, but
Good.
that was all I had because I really didn't know what to do with myself.
Right, right. And it could be like that. And you could be startled, especially two things. When you want to be asleep and then you know your ass is wide awake where your eyes be like bing, or number two, and this is the worst one right here for me. When your ass is laying there and you think you sleep and your ass ain't. That's the one that's
That
fucked
right
up right
there.
there.
I
That's
had
the one
that
that's
too.
That's the one that's fucked up. When you think you sleep and your ass ain't, and yeah, I just get my ass up and be like, whatever, dog. Shit. It'd be I'll be up at 2 in the morning and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be typing and chanting and smoking and all kind of shit. And I can't go back to sleep, man. I just be like, whatever, man. Fuck it. I get
Okay, so we were all in it together then.
yeah. Those hours between 2 in the morning and 5 in the morning, those are our hours. Those are the hours of celestial contact. Those are the hours that your ancestors be fucking with you. Those are the hours when you really take off and do your astral travel. And those are the hours when you can get some serious manifestation done.
Okay, I always wake up at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It never fails, whether I've slept or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
And if look, and it's so bad for me. If I if it's like after midnight and I don't go to bed, I'm not going to bed till after 5 o'clock in the morning. Now you can just forget that shit. It's over. I may not even go to bed then. I may just be up until the next damn night. Yeah, I can't. I've never been able to like come in from the club. You know, you go to the club and they close at 1:30 and you kind of tipsy and it's 2 o'clock and you get home. Shit, I'll be drunk going to work because I ain't no sleep coming for me. None, not none. So I want to encourage each of us get solid, get secure, get safe with your manifestations, get specific, and then get to it. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right. Well, this is the time when I really am excited because now I get to shut the fuck up and let this teacher come on through and do what she's gonna do. So, all right, how did I do this last time? Hold on, Miss Lemons. Um, oh yeah, here we go. Without further ado, I introduced her to some and presented her to others last week. And without further ado, we all know her. This is one of our own, Miss Lemons. It's on to you, and you're the host.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you kind of broke down the 4 parts because I literally was like the last few days, because I didn't really get much sleep either. And then it was just like, okay, now you got to do this. Now it's time to do this. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm like, okay. But like, I need this to be organized so I'm not all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is what I want to do. And it's like, okay, you've been sitting on this for so long. Are you going to do it? Now it's time to do it. He's got to do it now. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I got organized. And I did. It's like, take it one step at a time.
One at a time.
And that's something I did tell myself too. Just pick up where you left off and just go as far as you can go and then release.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That will work too. And I find that works best for me. Like I said, I got software project is about 60, it's over 60% complete.
Mm-hmm.
I got my 88 steps into your mastered self book and course. It's over 75% complete. I have my mastered health and healing and chakra awareness stuff. It's about 75% complete. Yeah. And I'm not worried about anything I've done already. I'm not going back and editing shit. I'm not going back and changing shit. I'm going to start right where I left off and keep going.
I heard that.
Hey. And hopefully the folks who eventually will get that material will see that it evolved. It started off at one level, and then by the time I got to the end, I was at another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Exactly.
Yeah, I fucks with that.
I'm gonna mute myself and shut up.
Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm here again. We're gonna go through Libra to Pisces. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Okay, so tapping into that 11-11 energy specifically. 11 is a master number. Okay, so it does have a lot to do with cooperation, yes, because it is a one and one does make two, but a higher level of cooperation between your higher self and your physical self, those being able to work together. Usually when people have issues with cooperating with the higher self and or the lower self, you might actually feel it in your knees. You might have issues with your joints in your knees because you need some stability. You need some flexibility as well in your mastery, because you might have one side master, but the other side you might need a little bit more flexibility in. So definitely work in harmony with your higher self and your physical self. Okay, they work together in tandem. I always likened it to the illustration of playing an RPG video game, whether it's like Lara Croft or like Mario Brothers. Like your higher self is in control and telling you which way to go. So allow your higher self to guide you on the journey. And it can be hard to resist because intuition is not always logical, but they give you the messages that you need to put things together, because as long as you're open to receiving the message, your spirit will lead you in the right way. All right. So here we're going to start with Libra. Okay. Libra is the seventh sign in the zodiacal wheel, ruled by Venus, which I feel Venus's true ruler is truly ruling Libra. Venus is connected with the sixth energy, the creator energy. But this in particular, different from Taurus. Taurus is an earth energy, where Libra is an air energy. So Taurus is all about the physical senses, what you can get a handle on or touch in the physical realm, where Libra is about the mind and how you communicate, how you relate to one another. Libra is connected with the kidneys, and the kidneys themselves has a lot to do with filtering information. And as you can see here in the tarot card, the Justice card, which is connected with Libra, in this case, it is Ma'at with the scale, with the heart and the feather. And Libra energy, Venusian energy, is about being able to filter through information, reading the signals that are being said and not said at the same time, because a Libra, again, is an air energy, so it's picking up a lot of information. Libra energy can be very clairvoyant, like Aquarius and Gemini as well, where they're able to just receive a lot of, or clairaudient too, a lot of messages just from how you talk, your body language. Libra deals a lot with aesthetics as well. So how you hold your head, how you how you dress, the look that you have, whether you wear makeup or not wear makeup, how clean you look, all those are cues that Libra picks up, and not really in a shallow way as a lot of people may think it is, because Venus has a lot to do with nurturing and appreciation. So Libra is able to do like a whole scan and filter out your energy based on how you carrying yourself and the body language that you're giving out, and how well you take care of yourself is also another language that you're giving out to the world around you, whether you're aware of it or not. And they're able to balance whether or not they might want to say something or hold or wait. And I feel very much that Libra energy does very well, because I'm one of those people that I dealt with a lot of Libras in my life, and I will always get so frustrated. It was like, will you make a decision? Will you just make a decision? You know what I'm saying? But Libra, again, that number 7 is very specific. It's very spiritual. And when you make a decision out of haste instead of waiting for that balance to occur or that mastery to occur, it can lead to a lot of, unnecessary and unwanted mistakes and situations that you really don't want, and it affects other people that you care about. So Librans can be very methodical in how they handle relationships, even if that means telling somebody something very sweetly, as my grandmother Libra used to do. She would say things to people that, if she wasn't smiling, would probably make you cry. But that's just a very Venusian, that's that Libra energy. And it's about doing things the right way or being righteous with people, because relationships matter. Being able to relate to another person matters, especially in this realm, because we all vibrate off of each other. We all need each other in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't have to be like a shadow nature of need with Venus energy, because it is a cardinal energy. So Libra is about initiating things. It's about starting something new. Libra brings in the fall season. So when September 22nd comes, we're shifting in the northern hemisphere from summer into autumn. And this is where the sun falls as well in Libra. The sun falls in Libra because we go from, at home in Leo, where the sun is comfortable with its ego. It's comfortable with showing its essence, its power, its luxuriousness. It's vavoom. That's Leo energy. Whereas when it falls in Libra, it's so aware of the other, which the 7th house in Libra represents the other, that you have to, and in that balance. So if one person in the room may be very outgoing, sure of themselves, but very outgoing, Libra has a tendency to balance the energy in the room by being the more reserved one and allowing others to have that spotlight. And sometimes, again, that can be, an issue for Libra energy, because Libra requires that balance so much so that it may never step in to correct or say things unless it can get rowdy enough to say so. But it's just a simple fact of Libra sometimes needs to step up and talk and communicate when things are not balanced, when they are feeling imbalanced. And it's a lot of things that actually do relate with Libra, besides like the clothing and things of that nature. I'm gonna get into the associations, but Libra has to do a lot with the arts and communicative arts. So I can probably let, like, maybe if you name your top 10 artists, actresses, musicians, more than likely at least maybe half of them, if not like 75% of them, are Libra placement or like a Libra sun. I know for sure, like, Will Smith is one of the most known actors. He's definitely a Libra. That's that Libra energy, very charismatic energy. Libra also relates with affection, the adrenal glands, which has to do with hormones. Again, that's that filtration, that's the balance. Your hormones have to be balanced. Okay, when your hormones are imbalanced, it really throws off everything going on in your body. All right. It also deals with the lower half of the back, just like Leo. Balance, balm trees, fine arts, artists of all kinds, beauty, beautiful object, one's response to beauty, beauty parlors, the bedroom, boudoirs, boutiques as well. The buttocks, also sharing that with Sagittarius. Closets, compromises, companionships, cloudy art tints, copper, that relates to Venus. Coral, cornelian, crimson, that color, that red color, crimson, very beautiful. Almost similar to the color of blood. Diabetes, diamonds as well. Divorces, doves, which represent peace, right? Libra energy. Upper Egypt, elimination of urine through the kidneys. Fashion, fine arts, flowers, friendliness, furniture, luxury furniture. Garrett's, grace, and ease, harmony. Harmony is definitely a big word for Libra energy. Jewelry or jewel cases, Johannesburg, South Africa. Justice or justices. The upper part of the kidneys, or trouble or diseases with the kidneys, usually is a sign of feeling of imbalance in your relationship with something else, whatever that other is. Litigation, loins, lovers, love, conjugal love, embodying affection, white marble. Libra is also in the seventh house, also is connected with marriage. And this is marriage as far as like the contract, the agreement, because this is the air sign. So this has to do with you agreeing to a contract, whether that is a business, friend, familial, or romantic contract. This is one-on-one partnership. Gemini has to do more so with, a smaller community, and Aquarius is a big group, but Libra is one-on-one. Okay. Now, nephritis, which is also related to the kidneys, music halls, musician, music rooms, musicals, or musical ability relates to Libra. Ovaries or ovarian trouble, pacifism or pacifist, painting, painters, either for art or utility, house painters, because again, this is about beautifying, making things beautiful, poets, poetry, poems, public and ones dealing with the general public, courts, refinement, polishing, white roses, September, skin, social gatherings, vines, violet, the plant, warfare, because we can't have peace without some type of war going on, right? That's how we get to the balance. Suppression of the urine, tailoring, tailors, trial laws or trial lawyers, truces, unions, uremia, ureters. Sodium phosphate is a mineral that relates to Libra. And women's apparel, weddings, wedlock, west, and wardrobes. All of that beauty, refinement, making things beautiful. And Libra is also kind of like Gemini, but Libra is also more into the mental stimulation, just like Aquarius and Gemini is. And I feel like Libra is all about how beautiful your mind is, where Gemini is how creative, and I feel like Aquarius is how like intelligent are you. All right, so we're gonna move on to Scorpio. I did want to like pause. Okay, yeah, because last time I was just going. So, question, yes.
Yes. Thinking about Libra, my mother, bless her heart, uh, uh, October 5th. Yeah, Libra. Now, with all of that was going on with her, uh, uh, with Venus and ruling and all of the fashion and all of that, what do you think she did for her only son who had Venus in the first house? How do you think she dressed me up?
You better be dressed to the nines.
I mean, I used to look like little John Kennedy when he was there at the funeral with the knickers and the hat and she would send me to school like that, like little Lord Fauntleroy. That's what my friends used to call me, man.
Yeah, you had to be dressed to the nines. Like
Couldn't
my
walk out the
grandmother
house.
didn't play that.
Look, my mother, she wouldn't, she, look, this was all the way through until I didn't live with her no more. If
Oh
I
my
was going out somewhere and
yeah.
I'd come through the hallway and I'm hurrying up to get to the front door, she was like, hold up, brother. You know what time it is. She would inspect me and be looking at me and turn around and them shoes don't go with that shirt. Go in there and change. No, you're not leaving like that. No, I'll be like, Ma.
You're her other.
Ma, it's a
You a
bond. Look,
representation of her.
Mom, it's a bonfire. She was like, yeah, going in there and get right. Yeah, Libra mother, and then she dressed me with Venus in the first house. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta look good. You gotta look good. When you look good and you feel good, you attract good. It's a whole mentality to it. Okay, so Scorpio. This is an energy that is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Okay, modern Mars. That's where that ability to act aggressively, that passion comes from. And then, I'm sorry, the ancient ruler, Mars, modern ruler, Pluto. Okay, Pluto is the part of Scorpio that has the ability to assess and look deep into the psychology of what's going on with itself as well as another person, place, or thing. But Mars is the action side. Pluto is the more reserved and senses side, seeing the unseen parts. Mars is the fiery part, and Pluto is the water. So Scorpio is very much a water sign. It is a fixed sign, just like Taurus and Leo. It actually opposes Taurus. So, and both of Taurus and Scorpio relate to possession and obsession. So, Taurus is heavy on the possession, Scorpio is heavy on the obsession. Okay. Now, this here we have the tarot card related to Scorpio, which is the death card. Sometimes it may say transformation or rebirth in the tarot, depending on the deck and the creator. But Pluto is the modern ruler for Scorpio. It is Mars relates to the number 5. That's that challenge and change that creates new things. And it is a destroyer. The whole purpose of Scorpio is to bring death or to destroy something on a deep spiritual level. I would say Capricorn more so relates to the permanent physical death because Saturn rules time, where Scorpio is more related to that spiritual death. And depending on where you have Scorpio in your chart, this is where you have your death and rebirth the most. Okay, in the tarot, the card for Scorpio is the number 13. And 13 is a very significant number for the divine feminine energy. It was definitely, as we all know, demonized to be like an evil or a very taboo number. But the number 13 just really relates to the moon and how many cycles it goes through in 1 year. Now we do, of course, with the Gregorian calendar, have 12 months a year, but the moon has 13 full phases or new moon phases in that 12 month packed, like, in there. So that's how we get like the super moons or the blue moons. Or in December, we're going to have a black moon where we have 2 new moons in a month. That's how those, happen in a 12-month period. So Scorpio is connected with the 8th house, which has to do with trust. And that is like a trust between you and another. And that can also be trust as in money. Taurus and Scorpio has to do with money. Taurus is my money. Scorpio is your money. Okay. And if you have significant placements in Scorpio, this can definitely mean that you're really good with handling other people's money, whether you're a banker or a financer, or you're very good at investment in like realty, or just a good, I'm thinking like stock exchanges. Like you're the go-to person in Scorpio, just like Cancer. Always has a way to come up with money somehow, some way. They're very good with money, especially if you with a Cancer and a Scorpio, they team up, they can make a lot of money together with their ability to be in tune with the water frequency very, very well. Scorpio is very intentional, and it does relate to deep psychology, very deep psychology. What's beneath the surface that you're not showing? And the thing about Scorpio energy too, where you have it in your chart, Scorpio has a tendency to be kind of paranoid. And a lot of it has to do with their inability to let go. Okay, because Scorpio, Pluto is a destroyer. It's about death and rebirth. And wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, if you have a hard time allowing that death and rebirth process to take place, you can drag it on and automatically feel like people are attacking you or people coming at you when they're really not. It's just shedding a light on you psychologically, that you have secrets or you have something about you that you don't trust, and you're projecting that energy out into other people, into the world. And we might know Scorpios who have done that before, where they may think that someone has the worst intentions for them, but actually people actually care about them and they love them. It's because they're having a hard time with letting go some type of deep-seated pain that may have happened to them. A high vibrational Scorpio actually behaves a lot like a Gemini, because Scorpio, although very social compared to Taurus, who's naturally a loner, Scorpio has a tendency to not want to share a lot of things. So wherever we have Scorpio in our chart, we can be very private. We might not want to share all the details. We want to keep those very, very close to ourselves, because again, that Mars and that Pluto, if you betray, 8th house Scorpio, if you betray me, if you lie to me, that could possibly mean your life as you know it. And anywhere, again, you have Scorpio in your chart, or you have a big, as right now we're going through Scorpio season, our lives are not supposed to be the same when we go through Scorpio season. It's supposed to be completely different than what it was before. And it's a purpose to that, especially with the 1111 portal being here as well. It's for you to release and let go of the past. And it's usually the most painful things that we've experienced that kind of shape us into being better. But if you don't let go of that pain and you try to drag it along with you, you'll experience the loss and have a lot of bitterness. Scorpio energy also is connected with, bitterness, guilt, all those lower vibrational emotions, and finding a way to release those emotions and not neglect allowing yourself to feel the feelings and then release them actually helps you to better integrate, allowing yourself to come back up to your higher self. Anytime we try to disassociate with those lower emotions as if you're above them, they actually end up taking you over, and they still come out some sort of way, like I said before with the paranoia, until you address them. And it's always going back to your psychology. Well, Scorpio is very good at studying people, very emotionally intelligent, which is why Scorpio energy is very good with manipulation. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad use of manipulation. Manipulation is just another word for alchemy, another word from taking one thing and making it to something else. And it is considered a malefic due to Mars and Pluto because it does destroy, it does get rid of things that no longer needs to exist. And that could literally be anything, but it's focused on your path. You know, Scorpio season right now is asking all of us, with the full moon coming in Taurus, to see what are we so obsessed with that we can't let go of because of fear of loss or losing something, when you really need to trust in the unseen and your intuition the most. Okay. So other things associated with Scorpio, adenoids, abscesses, animals, reptiles associated with Scorpio, the anus, the parts of our body where we release things connects to Scorpio. The appendix, appendicitis, autopsies, bathrooms, again, anything related to taboo that people feel like you need to keep in the closet or you shouldn't be telling people, all relates to Scorpio. That's all about what should stay hidden, what other people should not know. Blackthorn trees, urinal bladders, blood itself, hemoglobin in the blood stones, dark brown, butchers, definitely cemeteries, anything associated with the cemetery, chemistry or a chemist, because this is about change, sexual alchemy. Sex is also related to the Scorpio energy as well. It doesn't have to be physical copulation. Anytime you take a one and a one and you put them together, they create a third or that threefold cord, connecting with Juno. Juno is an asteroid that's connected with both Libra and Scorpio that has to do with the divine feminine, marriage, commitment, and loyalty. Scorpio is very, very heavy on loyalty. And Scorpio will always be loyal to you to a certain degree, depending on how they feel. They hold loyalty to the utmost because they will literally die or allow themselves to die for what they believe in. And if you're not the type of person that will sacrifice or go through that rebirth with them, that can create a bit of distance between them and you because they may not trust you. And wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, you will feel the same way. So, for example, if you have a fourth house with Scorpio cusp, when it comes to your family, nobody needs to know the details about your family or touch your family, or there will be Hades, Scorpio, to pay. Okay, that's very Scorpionic. Okay, death, anything dealing with death certificates, mortgage, funerals, funeral homes, all things connected with Scorpio. The clitoris, colons, tax collectors, anything dealing with the government, money has to do with Scorpion energy. Life after death, dentistry, detectives, elimination through the organs or urine bladders, embalming, eruptive diseases, excretion, executioners, feces, first aid, places that are subject to flooding, because again, that's wiping things away and forcing it to rebirth. Hate, hay fever, hemorrhoids, hernia, iliac regions of the body, insurance, life insurance, jealousy, kidney stones or gravel, the lower part of the kidneys, chorea, lava, lavatories, legacies, life after death, again, magicians, malachite, menstruation, menses, or irregularities of the menses. Again, this has to do with elimination process, getting rid of something, allowing something to die in order to be reborn. Morgues, nasal bone, nose, October, operation, surgical, sex organs, ovaries again, pallbearers, passion, the pelvis, perineum or the perineal, perspiration, plutonium, ponds, pools of water that are stagnant, which means everything in there is going to die and rebirth all over again. it's crazy how that even works, but when you understand life, that's just the way it is. Okay. The prostate, enlargement or strictures, ailments of the prostate gland, psychiatrists as well, psychometry, the pubic bone, rebirth, rectum, murky red, reincarnation, places where reptiles live, resentment, rotting, scorpions, scrotum, sewers, also the sense of smell, snakes, they shed their skins, sweat, swamps, taxation, tariffs. Okay, this is about other people's money, undertakings, water, stagnant water, witchcraft, witches, inflammation or falling of the womb, vermin, venereal diseases. All have to do with Scorpio energy. Okay, so yes, go ahead. I didn't see the chat.
Thank you. No, I just did it. I was waiting for you to finish. So my Neptune is in Scorpio. So in a nutshell, what does that say for me?
Well, Neptune definitely connects to our higher power, our higher spiritual guidance, and it's also the planet of illusion. So it kind of blurs the line between physical reality and our spiritual reality. And having Scorpio here is actually the exaltation of your no, I'm sorry, that's Uranus. Neptune is a water placement, just like a water planet, just like Scorpio is. So it's very easy for you to connect to people on the other side, should you choose to. It's very easy for you to have downloads of information, should you be open to it. And these information can come from ancestors that are either through your bloodline or cultural, whatever you're connecting with at the time. And those
Wow,
can
that's
change
fantastic.
as well. Because sometimes people, not people, but spirits come in to assist you on a journey specifically for you to do something right now. And then someone else to be tagged in to come in and help you for another shift in your journey. But yeah, Neptune is very spiritual, is very spiritual. And Scorpio is also very intuitive and spiritual as well, but it's dark. Neptune is light and dark, but Scorpio is more dark than light. So you have like your light guard and your dark guard assisting you with navigating the unseen realms of the Scorpio energy. So whenever, that's why it's easier for you to tap in to know if someone is telling you the truth or which direction you should go in, because you have a spiritual guidance system that's set up for you to see in the dark, because you may have had a lifetime previously where you came in with that placement where people were kind of getting over on you, or they were lying to you or betraying you. So you had a special spirit guide that you chose to come in with that placement to help you navigate the darker side of living on the earth plane. And that's what it does. And because Scorpio has to do with other people's money, you could be very good intuitively with helping people figure out what they're good at to help them make money. You can support people who need help with that in particular, but you definitely can use that placement to help you with understanding psychological issues that may be happening to other people as well. If people have psychosis, a certain psychosis, or if you study psychology, that'll help you master your Scorpio placement.
Thank you. That was great information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was
Yeah,
great.
and I just wanted to mention the man that raised me, my grandfather, Scorpio 11/9.
Ooh, we.
And yeah. Didn't make it past the second grade. The smartest dude I ever knew. Something very mystical and magical, secretive about him. If I didn't live in the house with him and know the sexual history between him and my grandmother, you look at him and you couldn't tell if he was straight or were not. He just had a look. He was metrosexual before it was even thought about as a term,
Mm-hmm.
and he used spirits, the distilled spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And because of him, I know about rituals, and I know about the moon, and I know about incantations and chanting, because when I would have to go down the alley and get him from the stoop where he'd been drinking wine all day, when we're walking back up the alley, he would start chanting in Yiddish or German or some other foreign tongue,
Mm-hmm.
and he would tell me, "Just ritual, boy, you're gonna have to learn this," and all over the place. And my cousins and my aunts and uncles, they all said, "Oh, you're just like him. You out there howling at the moon." I'm like, he's not howling at the moon, you guys. His incantations, his chanting. I said, he's much more spiritual than you fake ass Christians ever were. And yeah, that always caused an argument too.
I'm sure.
Always. And he was the one that didn't want to hear shit about no preacher. He didn't want to hear nothing about church. When I used to go around to the church, because that's where all the girls were hanging out in my little town when I was young, my grandmother would always tell me, "Don't come back here saying nothing about what that preacher said, boy, because your grandfather will whoop your ass if you come over here talking about that. He don't even care." So I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful that that Libra mom, and then my grandfather, the man who raised me, Scorpio, and then the Cappy grandmother. Yeah, just the icing on top of the cake. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Can look, I already see your face. Yeah.
Yeah, I can. My son's father, he's 11'9" too.
Ooh. So
And when I met him, he was projecting, astral projecting, but he didn't know what it was. And when he explained it to me, I'm like, oh. So I found a YouTube video. He was like, how you know what I was talking about? I'm like, because I know what you was talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's so spiritually aware. It's crazy. He don't need to get into anything. He just knows.
You
And
just
he
know. He
always
just
been
knew
able
it.
to see spirits. He always been able to tap into that energy,
Yep.
even though he don't really, because of his background, his mother, the Capricorn, them
Yes.
thick as thieves. They
Yes.
really are thick as thieves. They so much alike too.
Yes.
They're so much alike.
Yes. Get on each other's damn nerves, man.
Very much.
Oh, I don't look. I would never advise a Cappy to get with a Scorpio as far as a relationship. I would never, ever advise it. Do you know they were married 60 some years?
Wow.
60 plus years.
That's crazy. That's a long time.
Man, man,
Yeah, Scorpio loyalty and Cap loyal too.
man. I mean, Cap is so loyal that they'd be crying when they kill you. Man, you know I love you. Boom.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. The Cappy we crying when they have to kill your ass. That's how loyal. Yeah,
It took them so long to get there. So
man, man. But them two, man, and at the tail end, and I'm quite sure it was like this throughout the relationship. But when I got to them, they were already, in their 60s. They was already old. They
okay.
used to cuss each other out every night.
Mm-hmm.
Every night. And the Cappy would get so raw dog on my grandfather, he would just get up and go to bed. My grandmother, boy, ooh wee. But if you didn't know their history and you didn't live with them, you would think that they didn't love each other, but they loved each other to the downs. I mean, my
Mm-hmm.
grandfather was dead 20 some odd years, and his name was still on the mailbox and still on the bills, still on the gas bill, light bill, phone bill.
Forever.
Grandmother said, "Shit, he my husband. Ain't nobody else coming over here." What?
Forever.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, no problem. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Sagittarius. Okay, so the first six signs from Aries to Virgo has to deal with the self. Libra is 101. Scorpio is also 101, but I like to think of it too as the first sixth houses is you going through your own journey of Aries, your identity. Taurus is the value of your identity and anchoring that into reality. Gemini is you learning and understanding what that means and how it affects people around you. Cancer is when you start to be able to tap deeper into how that feels for you. And you can also see that reflected out in how others feel about you as well, because that's that telepathy, that's that intuition, that's that moon reflective energy. Leo is you being able to use that intuition to guide you with your heart space, your passion, your true passion, to allow you to act in the stage of your own life. And Virgo is when you use that passion to create something useful and create a routine for yourself, because you're still building on that identity. And we go through this every year, every time we restart in Aries season as well. There's always an idea about ourselves that we kind of pick through Pisces season at the end, and then we take into Aries season where we're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do this year, or this is what I want to be, or what I want to see happen for me this year. And we go through those phases. When we get to Libra, it's like, okay, now we're on one-on-one. This is how I relate to another and how another relates to me. Scorpio is like, okay, now that we've agreed to be friends, or we agreed on a contract of what our one-on-one relationship is going to be, we start to see the parts of those people that we might not like so much. Scorpio, the Libra is like, related to marriage, but Scorpio is the trust, the longevity of the situation, how it's going to last. And when you find out that this person may have parts of them that you didn't get to see before you married them. Okay. And you still love them anyway. Pain is love is very Scorpio. Now, Sagittarius is more of a worldly energy that we're getting into. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Okay. And Jupiter is connected with the number 3, that magic baby. Jupiter is where our gifts come from in our natal chart. We can see what gift was given to us from our most high power to be able to use and allow to magnify here in this reality. Jupiter also in Sagittarius relates to the reason why we're here. Being able to understand the reason why we're here requires us to study and to learn, and not it's opposite Gemini learn, where we're just, picking through, thin books and going to school and, first through, 12th grade. Sagittarius is higher education, higher learning, deep study. Sagittarius is definitely the science of the thing. When you go off to college or university, that's Sagittarius energy, because you're traveling, you're going outside of your normal Gemini neighborhood into a realm of reality or understanding that is very different or even opposing to where you come from. And Sagittarius definitely has to, on the body, connects with our buttocks and thighs, which is supposed to be the most powerful and strong muscles in the body. If these are weak, Sagittarius is a fire sign. If your thighs and your buttocks are weak, that can definitely play a role in your back muscles, Leo. That's that fire energy connecting with itself. And that has a lot to do with how you see yourself, Aries, how you identify with yourself. So if your self-identity is weak, your spine or how you show up in the world will be weak. And the strongest parts of yourself, which is you understanding your why for being here, will also make you feel, and your buttocks and your thighs will be pretty weak. So you have to strengthen those muscles. You have to strengthen your why. Sagittarius, or the 9th house, has to do with faith, religion, philosophy, the legal system as well. It relates to the Temperance card or art in the number 14. This card, as well as Sagittarius, represents spiritual protection. And that spiritual protection, again, has to do with you knowing why things happen. And a lot of people know about, church and religion, and churches, temples, synagogues, all those are connected with Sagittarius in the ninth house as well. But if you were raised in, organized religion, a lot of people weren't allowed to question, what the preacher, said, or the deacon, or, the elder or whatever. And that person was allowed to teach the masses, and he was able to go to all different types of places around the world. Prophets, prophetesses, priestesses all relate to Sagittarius, Jupiter, in the ninth house energy. And the reason why from my perspective, they didn't allow them to be questioned is because they saw that as you questioning the Most High God. They saw you questioning Jesus or God or whatever, and in whatever way that they saw that energy. But in your chart, if you see where Jupiter or Sagittarius is, that is a gift that has been given to you to utilize and study well, so you know how to use it in this realm. And that provides you spiritual protection, because everyone came here for a purpose to live out and to, everybody is here for a reason. We're here to connect and widen our energy for a reason. And when you know what that reason is, you'll feel that protection. You'll feel that spiritual shield come over you as you are being guided out into the world to expose yourself to new things, learn new things, unique things. Sagittarius is long distance travel as well. So this is at least more than 100 miles radius away from your neighborhood. Gemini is neighborhood. Sagittarius is another state or another country. This can also be represented as, even if it's somebody or it's in a place that is close to you, it's just a very different worldly individual. Like y'all, it seemed like y'all come from two different worlds. Even if y'all are a block away from each other, that's still that Sagittarius energy, because it's something you have to learn from another person that you have no clue about. So the Tempest card usually has an angel on there, which is why we normally associate it with the spiritual protection or guidance. And they do have cups, which they do in this picture as well on this Temperance card. And those cups are supposed to symbolize harmony between both the physical realm and the spiritual realm, or spiritual harmony within yourself. And again, that's about having faith and knowing your why and your reason for things. Sagittarius is the ninth sign, so it does have to do with being able to see things again from another higher perspective. It is a perspective type of sign, like Gemini and Virgo, as well as Pisces. Okay, all of them are about having different perspectives in the mind. And Sagittarius is where you expand. Jupiter is all about expansion and growing and magnifying things. Now, if you over magnify the thing, you can kind of spiral in a way where I think they call them they'll call you like a Bible thumper or a holier than thou type of attitude. That's when you over expanding yourself, but you're not giving out to the world what it is that you've learned from your Most High. Okay, so Sagittarius does relate with abundance. It is a representative of the abundance energy. Jupiter, the number 3, is abundance as well. So this is about gifts. Jupiter gives gifts. Also, I think Sagittarius energy is very good with like hyping or cheerleading, being very jovial, being very gregarious, very exciting. They live with the energy of just do it and don't look back. They're represented by the Archer as well, which is actually the Sagittarius, and connected with the Centaur as well. So they always living in more than one plane. And they are kind of like, I want to say like super, because I feel like Libra starts like the supernatural thing where you kind of break off into, and you can see the other, and then Scorpio is the dark side of it. And once you get through your fears, Sagittarius is that light showing you, okay, now that you're through the part where you're afraid or you're scared of yourself, of your higher self, now you can see the lights or the wisdom in what the higher self really is. You get to see your spiritual self for what it really is before we go into, Capricorn energy. So Sagittarius, if you know a Sagittarius, they're very good with holding their convictions as well. Again, this is about faith, and they will really cheer you on. If you tell them that you want to do something, they're gonna stay on top of you to make sure you get it done, because there is no procrastination with a high vibrational Sagittarius. If you say you're gonna do it, let's get it done. Have fun. This is about the journey of life, not the destination. Sagittarius is also connected with aliens, altars, ammunition depot, radio and TV announcer, because again, this is about broad perspective broadcasting, army barracks, arrows, attorneys, bankers and banking, army barracks, barristers, carbuncles, ceremonies, church furnishings, churches, clergymen, colleges, college buildings, editors, publishing as well. Sagittarius in ninth house has to do with publishing material. Okay, because that's about you getting your words out to the masses. Gemini is where you create the publication, and Sagittarius is where it gets sent out into the world for others to read. Distant communication, long distance, Eight of Wands in tarot. The courts of law, tariff customs, devotion, dreams, and dream consciousness. Jupiter Sagittarius is a fire sign. So consciousness in your dream, being able to astral travel, knowing you're astral traveling or having an astral experience is also related to Sagittarius. Higher education, one's education or the facilities, religious faith, explorers or exploration, fireplaces, foreign affairs and trade, the Ministry of Foreign Countries, affairs, travel, people, representative, politics, interests, agents and agencies, France, olive green, pale green, hepatic system, hips, hip diseases, dislocation of the hip joints, horses, horsemen, hunting, hunters, imports and importing, institutions of higher learning and their personnel, the disciple of Christ, James, long journeys, judges, the judiciary system in their matters, law courts, law and order, lawyers, legal affairs, profession, and legalizing the upper leg, which is the thigh, and the bone that connects with that is the bones is Capricorn. Enduring literature of higher thought, religion, and philosophy, livers, locomotor ataxia, logic, okay, military matters as well. The higher mind, abstract ministers, morality also has to do with Sagittarius. This is about what's right or wrong, connecting with the higher mind again. Philanthropy or philanthropists, this is about sharing, expanding, making sure the whole world is able to receive. Philosophy, philosophers or philosophic publications, foreign politics, priests, preaching, prayers, prophecy, prophets, professors, priestesses, publicity, races, horse races, radio operators, reading of literature, that's intrinsic value or religious world or organizations or affiliations, foreign representative, rheumatism or rheumatic diseases, the upper room. I know a lot of us associate that with, going to pray or sending somebody to heaven, send it to the upper room. The sacral region in the body, satire, the sciatic nerve or sciatica, scientific institutions and publications, shipping or shippers, silicone, philosophical societies, Southwest, spirituality and occurrences, stables, as well as theologians. 10 also relates to Jupiter. Toronto, Toledo, traveling distant, air travel distant, trial lawyers, the color turquoise, upstairs room, the vertebrae, the coccygeal in general, Visions, okay? Taurus is the sense of seeing, but the vision comes from Sagittarius, okay? Wisdom, voyages, especially by water, because Sagittarius is fire, but Jupiter is water and fire, okay? And scientific, religious, and philosophic writings. All right. So, do anybody have any questions, comments regarding Sagittarius energy? Oh, your Venus is in the first in Sagittarius. Okay.
Yeah, speak on that.
Yeah, you like them different, don't you? And the different ones like you too.
Yes.
It's all good. It's a
Yeah.
blessing.
Yeah. Always had a thing about the odd one. The regular one, yeah. You're good at all that, but oh yeah, no, that one over there, that's odd. Yeah, her.
Mixing that with your Aquarius, Western Sun.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's so funny. That's so funny. But yeah, Venus and Sag is which what my daughter has that too. To me, that's very much like you just want to like you have the ability to like literally love anything and everybody. Like you have a jovial, influence behind love or appreciation for things. However, settling down, that might be a different story. You can't really pin down a Sagittarius energy.
Yeah.
It's
That's
hard to pin down.
I've always done best when I had wiggle room. Whenever, whenever the four walls is closed in, no, I don't, that don't. I need more of a merry-go-round where there's a bunch of exits where I can jump off and then jump back on. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it gives you the comfortability to be yourself. And Sagittarius energy it's a fire sign, so it's always needing to express.
Yes.
And if you feel like you can't express, it's like, hold up.
Well, wait. The first thing I always, after I reviewed all relationships, whenever I get in a relationship, the other person, whether they do this on purpose or not, or by design, they put water on my fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dampen my fire, and I can only let you dampen the fire so much, and then it's gonna have a hot flame thing. And that's normally what would happen. Yeah. It's tough. I have to convince myself to stay in the box. And sometimes it'd be a battle, man. It'd be a battle. Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you like dated someone that was of a different nationality?
Yeah, a lot. A few.
Mm-hmm.
A few. 22 different nationalities.
Wow.
In my life. 22 different.
Very Venus Sag.
Yeah.
Very let's have fun. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's live it up right now. We only got one life down here on this path.
Hey, used to proudly wear the title, I'm a serial monogamist.
That's dope though. That's real.
I'm a serial monogamist. I'm with you, and then I'm not with you. I'm with her, and then serial monogamist. Yep. One at a time. They always been one at a time, but there's no Venus and Sag in the first house. Ain't no cooling off period. It's whoop on to the next. Whoop on to the next.
No, it's part of your personality to be that way.
Yeah.
So it's not something that someone can really change, and you know it about yourself. So you upfront and honest about it, and you can take it or leave it. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You know where you headed. All right, so let's get into Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn, as a Leo, I developed a taste for Capricorn energy. Mostly because Saturn and the Sun kind of like natural enemies to an extent. And I see this astrologically playing out as the Capricorn has a lot of wisdom that the Leo energy has yet to find. And mostly they find it within either their daily occupation, dealing with other people, or their one-on-one partnerships. But Capricorn has a lot of wisdom or game to give to Leo. And Leo has a lot of like life and fun and spunk that it wants to share with Capricorn, but feels like Capricorn is too pessimistic to see or open enough to receive, or too cold to want to join in. And I feel like that's where the clashes can happen. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Now I have 6, 7, and 8 here. 6 also connected with Venus. I also see connected with Saturn as what's being created eventually come into the physical reality through Saturn in due time. 7 is a number about wisdom as well, spiritual wisdom and separation. Saturn is able to separate things. When we have septum, September, or anytime we have a st or a th, that has it forces you to pause. That's Saturn, okay? And it's separating one from the other. The number 8, karma. Okay, Saturn has to do with karma. And the thing about that, things coming to completion with Saturn, is that you already agreed to this before you came here. So when you are coming into a situation where Saturn or Capricorn energy is asking you, okay, enough is enough, you have to address this, and you can't move on until you address this. If you fight it or resist it, it's only going to make the whipping worse. So you best swallow your pride, that's that Leo energy, and allow yourself the ability to construct what it is that Capricorn energy or Saturn wants you to do, because it's for the greater of you. It's not for the worst of you. And Saturn gets a bad rep, I feel, and because it is a malefic, just like Mars and Pluto are considered malefics as well, because it forces things to die off when the time is right for it to die off. And we go through, when we turn about 6, 7, we have our first Saturn square. We get separated from what made us feel comfortable, and we're forced into a learning curve that we may not be prepared for. We go through 14, where we have our Saturn opposition, where that is a time where we're coming of age. We're in our teenage years, and we want to Saturn be a little bit more mischievous than maybe we were in our younger years, because we're not fully adult, but we're not a little child. So we want to project our power, Capricorn, where we feel is most best for us to get our way and have our way. And then we have the third square at 21. No, it's the 7s, 7, 14, 21, where we have our third quarter Saturn square, where it's like now with 21 in the US, you're free to drink. By this time you should have a license, you're driving, and you're doing things that maybe your parents don't really know about. Saturn Capricorn has to do with restrictions and limitations, parental figures, and also the government. So a lot of people get in trouble with DUIs, or got caught smoking something they had no business, or you skipping school, or you chose to drop out of college. Like all those instances are quite, yes, rebellious, Aquarius. But in time, when you get to your Saturn return at the 28 going into 30, you start to see all those actions you took in your timeline led to where you are today. And it could be a really hard pill to swallow when you have to own it. Capricorn is about responsibility and being accountable. It is about discipline. Okay. And discipline is not always easy. Okay. Capricorn, my dad, January 1st, Capricorn. And I told my dad, like, oh, I want to be I think it said administrative assistant or something like that. He was like, no, you don't assist nobody. You the boss, okay? Be the boss. You a boss. Don't assist nobody. And I was like, okay. But it's like Saturn doesn't want you to limit yourself. Saturn Capricorn energy doesn't want you to sell yourself short. And people who have strong Capricorn placements can be very hard on themselves because they know that it takes a lot of energy and work to capitalize on the success that they know that they have inside of them. But they always feel like they kind of might be fighting time to get there. And as they get older, Benjamin Button energy, they start to learn that time is actually on their side. It is nothing they have to fight or race against. And they start to, on a higher vibration, embrace that slow moving energy, because you get to sit back and really see how things really play out. You get to take notice of the spiritual workings that are actually playing out in your favor or even against in your favor, and you can move in or out of the reality as you want to. Okay, this is about you having self-sufficiency, self-reliance, not relying on the government or relying on your parents or relying on another person to make your life how you want it to be. Saturn is going to teach you how to do that. And if you say you want it, then you better do the work. Okay. Capricorn demands you to work. Okay. The Sagittarius said it herself. 12th Sagittarius is 12th house to Capricorn. You better work, bitch. Okay. Work, bitch. And nobody understands that better than our muscular and skeletal system. Okay. This is how we're able to move, have full range motion, be able to twist and contort our bodies to do things that we need to do. And if you're overusing your musculoskeletal system, it will tell you to sit that ass the fuck down. Okay. It will tell you to sit down. It will tell you to be still as well. Capricorn is connected with the Devil card in the tarot deck, the number 15. The Lovers is the first 6 card, and then you got the Devil card, which is the second 6 card, and they basically a reflection of the other, where the Lovers card or the Marriage card, you have 2 people and an angel or some type of other spiritual being in the picture with the masculine and the female. And then in the Devil card, you have in the Rider-Waite, you have basically the same thing, but it's the Baphomet instead of the other angel or entity. And the Baphomet actually used to signify fertility. It was a very positive omen, unlike now where everyone thinks it's evil, but that's not the origination of the Baphomet head. It literally is shaped like the woman's, reproductive system that's in the body with the horns and everything. And that's all, again, related to the demonization of the divine feminine energy. Capricorn, although Saturn is very much related with the masculine energy, is an earth sign, which is feminine, very feminine energy. And it's so feminine that, it is a cardinal sign, so it's about initiation and creation. So you literally are always aware where Capricorn is, that you created this situation, you created that situation, or you created this thing in your life. And the weight of responsibility, which your shoulders might feel tense and need to be rubbed, that responsibility can feel like it's weighing heavy on you. And you may look for ways or outlets to kind of like work that out, which is why exercise, which is Capricorn square Aries, is great for Capricorn energy. Working out that musculoskeletal system as best as you can, because it's going to help you get rid of all of that dead weight energy, so you can not only feel better and have a higher esteem, Aries, about how you see yourself, but you have more patience to know in time things will work out the way they're meant to. Okay. The Devil card is connected with Capricorn, it talks about flesh and time. And also in the picture, it's like anytime you can walk away or release yourself from something. And Capricorn, just like Scorpio, may have a hard time with addictions. And Scorpio addictions, deep is where you kind of see like it playing out in your deep psychology. And then Capricorn addiction is like over time, you seeing it wearing on your physical body, and you need to do something about it. That's usually when we get the wake up call, when we have a pain or something, a bruise or something come up on the body, where we sometimes we don't even know or have full awareness of it being there. But that's usually sometimes the last indicator that something is wrong. So we want to be ahead of the game with prevention. But the physical manifestation of pain is like your body is trying to heal, but you're not allowing it to because you're not sitting still. And that kind of goes against the status quo right now, where everything's about go, go, go and do, do, do. Excuse me 1 second. And Saturn is going to ask you to sit down and pause sometimes and reflect on what's happened in your time frame up until this point. And if you're unsatisfied with the responsibilities of other people that you're shouldering, if you're unsatisfied with what's happened in your time, which Mark touched on earlier, you are the sole proprietor of the business that you call your life, and you can do whatever you want in your time frame, and there's no one to blame or fault other than your inability to take account for your time. You can't put that off on anything or anybody else but yourself. And Capricorns know this, they understand this, and the higher that they vibrate in this energy, they become great instructors, great teachers, very stern, very sure, can even be very surely, but they don't miss when they give you the truth. And they give you the truth and the wisdom in a way that can make you feel about this big, but that's just your ego that they're trying to break through. Okay. And the devil card is when you so chained to what you think the physical reality is supposed to be, and you don't allow yourself to let it go, it will literally send you in a downward spiral where you can be very addicted to your lifetime being spent in a way where you're not even happy, but because you're so bogged down and depressed that Saturn energy is pushing you to do it, and you're resisting. That's where that depression comes in. And depression is really just asking you to do something different, to change your lifestyle, change the way you eat, change your physical, exercise, meditate, go for a walk, be around, spend your time doing things that bring you joy. And that is where Leo and Capricorn can get along very well. Because if you're not doing something or spending your time doing things that you're truly passionate about or you have joy in, you're going to always walk around with a very pessimistic attitude that a lot of people will not like, and you will be isolated or forced into an isolation and by yourself. Okay. Capricorn energy also relates to abandoned places. Capricorns can definitely be loners naturally. Okay. And that's because it's a lot of dumb people in the world. And people who don't want to be accountable, people who don't want to, I feel like Leo and Capricorn energy, the love there is very special. Is very special. And I feel like it will be on and off, but I feel like it's very special because time is Capricorn's best friend, and that's something Leo has to learn, is time to allow the love to really set in and grow. And Leo is always bursting with affection and love and wanting to share that love with the people they're around. And Capricorn can really use that heat and that affection and that adornment and that light because they've been through so much tragedy and hard work that they deserve a break. They deserve sunshine. They deserve to be loved and to be appreciated for everything that they do. And that's what Leo wants to give to that Capricorn energy. Very, very much so. You dropped out of college and joined the military. Understood. It's all about finding yourself, being on that path of finding yourself, what works for you and what doesn't work. And in the end, you always see when you look back, like, okay, I know I did this and I may have caused this issue I have to deal with, but you learn something. It's the lessons in the time that you learn that matter the most, those golden moments. And when you leave this place and you get to look back on what you did, you'll be very appreciative and more than likely won't have to come back too soon if you follow the instructions that Saturn has for you. Because sometimes you may be caught, or people be caught in a karmic cycle that's very hard to break because they become so used and addicted to how things are. And if they're not around people, or they're not allowing themselves to access a higher way of thinking, they may feel like this is all there is and there ain't nothing else. And that's the pessimistic way of looking at things. And when people who have strong solar energy come around, they'll try to put their light out because it shines so bright on them that it's forcing them to look at themselves in the time that they basically been wasting, and they don't like it. They won't like it. So, and Capricorn energy don't want to be bothered when they're focused. When they focus and things are in stride and they're going well, don't come around the Capricorn trying to take them off course. It takes a long time for a Capricorn to have been on the journey that they're on and they're getting into and they're in motion. So when you come around and try to take them off, or you're trying to distract them, you're going to get a very cold shoulder because they put in too much hard work to lose it for you. Okay. And they appreciate the finer things just like a Leo and a Libra would as well, because they put in the work. So they paid the cost to be the boss pretty much. And they're not giving up their seat, period. So, Capricorn relates to air conditioning, acids, or those who work with acids, abbeys, architecture, ashes, basements, barren ground, the color black, as well as gray. The bones, diseases of the bones, broken or dislocated bones, joints as well, bricks, brick layers, masonry, pretty much. Okay, this is again that Capricorn is literally the definition of magic, like super magic. Okay, and it's so deep into the manifestation of magic. That's why it's associated with the devil card, which is also linked to people being afraid. Because it's like, how are you just gonna go out and manifest your life how you want it to be? Like, you literally have the same power. You literally have, everybody is given the same equal power to manifest the lives how they want it to be. And then they get mad at you and call you a devil worshiper because you own it. Crazy, huh? Okay, business in general, business matters, places of business, buyers, buying and selling, calcium phosphate. Calcium is the mineral associated with Capricorn. Skin cancer, carpenters, catabolism, caves, cavern, cavemen, cellars, cement, cemeteries as well, or cemetery lot salesmen and workers, chamber of commerce, chiropractors, old churches, civil engineers or civil service. This has to do with government, regulations, rules, laws, all governed by Saturn Capricorn energy. Coffins, cold, coals, colors, lifeless, flat, dark. That cracked me up. Concentration, contraction. That's what Saturn does. It contracts. Your Jupiter expands your heart. Saturn contracts your heart to keep them going. Okay. Covenants, which are promises, which are not made to be broken. One's credit, cryogenics, crystallization, crystals, cutaneous disorders, cuticles, darkness, dark places, December, decomposition or decomp, depression, emotional difficulties, dirt, dislocation of bones, dry epidermis, dryness. Saturn Capricorn is dry, earth, dust. Okay. People with Capricorn placements can have a hard time with their skin. You have to make sure it's well moisturized, maybe a little extra moisture. Just like Leo, drink a lot of water. Dungeons, eczema, civil engineers or mining engineers, bodily falls, farming or farming hands, FBI agents, father time, fields, barren fields, frostbite, frozen placings, frozen substances, gallbladders, gallstones, gardeners, gardening. Again, Saturn has to do with agriculture. Um, Goats, goat pens, gout, government official and representatives, and activities pertaining to the government, progress of the government services, governors, grain, granaries, granite, gravel, gray, hair, hemlock, the plant, henbane, the herb, hides and dealers in hides, honors, horn, hypochondria, hysteria, which has to do again, history or hysteria has to do with the hist, which is the medical root word for the womb. So when someone is hysterical, they are not in touch with their sacral at all. It might be an overload or a under, a lower vibration. Impetigo, India, induration, industrial engineers, infantile paralysis, integrity. That's the greatest protection you'll ever have is integrity. Okay. Janitors, jails, isolation, jet, joints of the body, knees, kneecap, relates to Capricorn, landowners, landlords, neglected farms, dealers in lead. Lead is related to Saturn. Leather, leather workers, leather goods. I love the smell of leather. It smells so good. Limitations, Lithuania, Macedonia, Masons, mathematics, Mexico, minerals in general, or minerals that are black or ash colored, mines, mining engineers, monuments made of stone, moonstone, also related with Cancer, mortar or mortuaries, mountains, neglect, peripheral nerves, night workers, state or government officials, anything that is old or old and worn down belongings, old age, old people, geriatrics, onyx, white onyx, orderliness, organizers, organization, osteopathy, Pan, which is I think that's the Greek god Pan, where we get the word pandemic from. In the movie Hercules, he was the one that trained Hercules how to do everything. Pan is everything, all pretty much. Pine trees, which pine needles are a good source of protection if you use them in any spell work. Plasters, politicians, politics, black poppies, potters or pottery, one's profession. This is the top of your chart or the mountaintop of your chart, your MC, your profession or career or how you're seen in the world. Queries, pyramids, psoriasis, rashes, skin rashes, real estate agents, dealers, realtors, reliability, reality, routine, salt, related to Saturn and Capricorn. You tell salt what you want it to do and it will listen. If you want to block magic, you pour salts in the four corners of your room regularly. Don't just leave it there. Make sure you clean it up and pour another. Servitude, selling and buying, sclerosis, the spine, skin diseases, slum or slum areas, snow, the south, sulfur, tanneries, tombs, timekeeping, time clocks, tile, old trees, urns, vacant properties, vaults, vault passages, vocation, watches, watchmakers and repairs, watchmen, the night watchmen, watchtowers. All right. I could be quiet, Ash. Treating types of cancer, yes. Yeah. Because the skin is the largest organ on the body, but it's also a barrier. Okay, we talk about that separation again. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, want to just talk about how you just all up in my whole life right there, just with the Capricorn. But what is really funny to me is the Aquarius part of my chart. And I was thinking about this as you was going through the qualities and the essences of Capricorn. This has always been the case with me throughout my life. The Aquarius part of me volunteer my ass for everything. You're just like, yep, sure, yep, sure. Because the Aquarius is just like, yeah, let's go try some new shit, and we ain't tied to nothing. And then it's the Capricorn that's always like, yeah, you better be lucky I know how to do this shit, boy, because you just volunteering me for a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But then the Cappy in me is like, well, I already committed, so I'm gonna show up every damn day. I was the type of person, I didn't care. Even when I knew a company was getting ready to fire me, I still came to work. Because my grandfather taught me, boy, you go to work until they tell you to go home. You go
Yep.
show your ass up there.
Yep.
Sometimes being so reliable used to piss me off. Pissed my own self off that I was so reliable, because your friends, they could call you, hey man, it's 12 o'clock at midnight and I'm stranded here. Yeah, man, I'll come get you. Or yeah, I'll give you this money. Or yeah, whatever. Where the reliability just make you, oh brother. But yeah, you was all up in, yeah. That's why I know my sidereal chart is a much better reflection of who I am, because like I said, I got four placements in Capricorn, first, second house. I mean, you're not going to run from the first and second house.
True. Very true. Because I could definitely see that with my own chart, because I got a stellium with Capricorn and then my Aquarius moon and North Node, and being the one that's reliable and wanting to do the work because it's the right thing to do does allow people to think that they could take advantage of you and put all the load on you and force you to do all the laborious stuff until you had enough. And then it's like, okay, it's time to stop this. It's time to put an end to this, because people will literally continue to do it. And then you got to get to a point where it's like, okay, do I want to continue to waste my time, or am I ready to move on to something else? And then and the thing about Saturn and karma is that you could be impending someone's karma or lesson they need to learn by trying to do their work for them, and they impending your karma because you got stuff you supposed to be doing that requires y'all to separate.
Man, I teach this, and I have always been the one that let me get the fuck out of the way of your karma. I'm gonna remove myself from this situation so I can get out of the way, so that your karma can roll right over the top of you. I don't even want none of the residual of nobody else's karma, because my shit is bad enough. It's tough enough. So yeah, I've always been a proponent of getting out of the way of somebody else's karma. For real, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, wherever you have Capricorn and Saturn placements is where, especially when you're in alignment and you're in integrity, you'll always be safe and protected from what other people are trying to throw at you, because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Versus someone who has to learn a harder lesson because they're not in alignment and not in their integrity. So get on the
yeah. And you just hit the nail on the head. My Saturn is in Capricorn in the second house. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, big money, big money. Yeah, don't be giving out money you ain't supposed to be giving nobody. Don't be giving out love you ain't supposed to be giving nobody. Don't be giving
Not
out
anymore.
time you're not supposed to be
Not
giving nobody.
not anymore. Not anymore. It used to be a ever repeating cycle, but not anymore.
Awesome sauce.
Hey, Mark. Mark,
Yes, Don. Yes, Don.
I absolutely love what you said about not getting in the way of somebody else's karma,
Yes.
because that is so awesome. Like, I run to everyone else, not anymore, of course, but when you look at it, that's so funny.
Yeah, and it's true.
I
It really
love
is true.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, baby girl, why do I always run straight for that?
Get the fuck out of somebody
Yes.
else's karma's way. Yep.
Yes, yes, yes. I want to enjoy my karma and not get stuck in everybody else's hell.
Absolutely.
I love that. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try doing this way. Okay. Because I was told that my stuff was going in and out. So 1 second.
Deirdre, go ahead. You have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do. I was just going to say about the Capricorn. My son is Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
And what Elena said was, what happens, I didn't know. And I finally asked, I had to keep asking at different times. First, I was making comments, but I would call my son or walk in his room, and that son of a gun
Mm-hmm.
would snap at me.
Yeah.
And so at first, I would stand there like, oh no, oh hell no. And then what I started, in my quietness, I go talk to him. And you know what he explained to me? I wasn't snapping at you. I didn't have an attitude or anything at you. He said I was in the middle of my game.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was beating someone, but my computer was logging and I was trying to focus and you were calling me and you were distracting me.
It's the same thing when I was a kid. My grandmother I'd be out in the yard or out playing or something, and she calls me, and I'm so focused in on what I'm doing and what's going on that it would startle me, and I just out of reaction I would be like, "What?"
Bam.
And then I would have to, when I'm running up to the house, look, whoa. Don't slap me upside my head. I wasn't being disrespectful. I was just focused in on what I was doing, and that bug that distracted me. Yeah.
And my Mercury is in Capricorn. And so based on what has been said, when I'm focused on something, or I have a plan and somebody interrupts me or tries to add to it, it irritates me so much.
Listen, you think you got it bad. My Mercury is in Capricorn. My South Node is in Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn. The
Oh
Sun in
my
Capricorn.
goodness gracious.
I come by an honors, don't I? I mean, I got it bad. I mean, what? Yeah, all of that in Capricorn.
You capped with honors, huh?
Yeah. All right, Miss Williams, go ahead, or I'll keep
Okay.
talking. Go ahead, Miss Williams.
Okay, that's funny because Leanna, she is a Sun in Capricorn, Mercury Capricorn, Mars Capricorn, Pluto Capricorn, and I'm just like, I wonder how this is gonna work out. Because
That's
she got
deep.
a stellium. all Capricorn, and then her Saturn, which rules Capricorn, is in Pisces with her moon.
Wow.
Hmm. That's what I got to look forward to.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm sending you all of the clarity of mind and restraining from choking her energy as you navigate to and through some of the stuff that y'all gonna be going through.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Did you lose part of your connection?
Yeah, I'm re-upping. I was trying to figure out how to get around it.
You know, we could do Aquarius and Pisces the first part of Thursday if you wanted to.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Actually, we can. We can, because my computer is acting real slow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm getting the notice over here that yours is really unstable right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
So
like this for school last night too.
okay. So this is what we'll do. We're gonna close it out right here where we're at. We're gonna come back Thursday and she will finish up with Aquarius and Pisces and any other parts of her course that she has going on. And then I will give we got the full moon Thursday too. Is that correct? Coming up? Full moon
Yeah.
coming up? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I will have a full moon soul vibe also prepared for Thursday. So it's going to be an exciting time. Also, I want to let you guys know that starting next week, I am going to introduce everyone to the 7 soul types and the 14 distinctions. So there's 7 soul types, and then for each soul type, there are 2 polarities, or I call them distinctions. So we're gonna get into that. It's just another piece of the esoteric puzzle that each of us really needs to know, and it's just further along the road to self-awareness and self-discovery and self-mastery. If you guys don't know anything else about On the Sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron, self-discovery, self-awareness, and self-mastery is and always will be the #1 goal and our mission purpose. Anybody got anything they'd like to add?
That was great. That was great information, Elena, sorry. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for everything that you shared.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
And I would like to thank you all for this space, a safe space to come and be together and learn new things and share and giggle.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come here today, Don, and always, Lady D, you know how we are. And I'm really thankful and grateful for everyone that is here, even those that come through on YouTube, and even those folks who stay silent, but they watch everything I do. I know you're watching me, and it's all good. It really is all good because all of you know I don't give a fuck if you acknowledge it or not, if you believe it or not, or if you follow it or not. Esoterics and the sciences, astrology, numerology, and the cards deal with your raggedy asses every day, whether you believe the shit or not. So for all of y'all silent ones that be sneaking and peeking, y'all can come out. Come on out. Come to the light, Carol. Come to the light. Yeah, come on to the light. Come on. It's the water is fine over here. Come on over. Come on over. We accept anybody who has left the Apostolic Church, the Pentecostal Church, the Baptist Church, Catholic Church, the Mormon Church, whatever church you have graduated from. Guess what? You're welcome. You're all welcome here. Come on down anytime. Anybody else got anything to say before I just keep on triggering people? Nope. All right. This has been On the Sevens with Pythias B. Metatron, where we come to awaken to our mastered self, ascend with our evolving soul, and expand our consciousness mind. We are thankful and grateful for each and every one of you for your support and encouragement. Please continue to keep On the Sevens with Pythias B. Metatron a part of your soul's journey as your mastered self awaits you. Let me leave you with this. As above, so below. As within, so without. As of the cosmos, so in your soul. It is so. It is so. Always be authentically you, unapologetically. Until we gather again, which will be Thursday, goodbye for now. This is Pythias B. Metatron on the Sevens, signing off. Zen Uru, Zen Uru.